We welcome you all in today's program. আমরা অদ্বৈত আশ্রমে আগত সমস্ত অতিথি এবং ভক্তবৃন্দকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। আমাদের অনুষ্ঠান ঠিক 5টায় শুরু হবে। ভক্তদের কাছে একটা নিবেদন আছে, একটা অনুরোধ আছে, সেটা হচ্ছে মহারাজ, পূজনীয় প্রেসিডেন্ট মহারাজ যখন আমাদের এই বিল্ডিং উদ্বোধন করবেন সেই সময় ওখানে চ্যান্টিং এবং প্রদীপ প্রজ্বলন হবে, কিন্তু সেখানে সাধু জায়গাটা আমাদের খুব ছোট, সেজন্য আমরা ভক্তদেরকে অনুরোধ করছি আপনারা দয়া করে আপনাদের নিজেদের আসনেই থাকবেন। পুরো অনুষ্ঠানটার অডিও আপনাদের কাছে আসবে, কিন্তু যেহেতু এখানে কোনো ভিডিওর ব্যবস্থা নেই সেহেতু সরাসরি ভিডিও আপনারা দেখতে পাবেন না, কিন্তু ওইখানটার জায়গাটা খুব সংকীর্ণ, সেই কারণে আমরা অনুরোধ করছি ভক্তদের ওই দিকটাতে এই সময়টাতে না যেতে। আর পূজনীয় সাধুদের কাছে, পূজনীয় মহারাজদের কাছে আমাদের অনুরোধ, ঠিক 5:05 যেখানে আমাদের ইনঅগুরেশন স্টোনটা আছে তার সামনে আপনাদের উপস্থিত থাকতে অনুরোধ জানানো হচ্ছে। বিকেল ঠিক 5টায় প্রেসিডেন্ট মহারাজ ল্যাম্প লাইটিং করে অনুষ্ঠানের উদ্বোধন করবেন। আশ্রমের নূতন যে বিল্ডিং, সেই বিল্ডিংয়ের আজকের এই উদ্বোধনী অনুষ্ঠান শুরু হতে চলেছে। পরম পূজনীয় প্রেসিডেন্ট মহারাজ এসে উপস্থিত হচ্ছেন। আমাদের উদ্বোধনী অনুষ্ঠান শুরু হচ্ছে, তারপরে আমাদের এই প্যান্ডেলে আমাদের আজকের যে সভা, সেই সভা অনুষ্ঠিত হবে। বিশিষ্ট অতিথি যারা এখানে উপস্থিত আছেন এবং রামকৃষ্ণ বিবেকানন্দ অনুরাগী সবাইকে আমরা আজকের অনুষ্ঠানে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। আপনারা একটু ধৈর্য ধরে অপেক্ষা করবেন। ওখানে বৈদিক মন্ত্রোচ্চারণ এবং প্রদীপ প্রজ্বলনের মাধ্যমে আজকের অনুষ্ঠানের শুভ সূচনা হবে। তারপরে আমরা আমাদের অনুষ্ঠান শুরু করব। ধন্যবাদ।
श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्संयोराविणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ मधुवातावित्तायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीः सन्तोषधीः मधुनक्तमुतोषसि मधुमात्पार्थिवगं रजः मधुद्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागम् अस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीगावो भवन्तु नः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ
श्रुतं हेम प्रहासेरधिनादिते राहुरात्रान् सङ्गधामृतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तामवतु भवतु मामवतु वक्तारं तु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ पुरुषो भावै अयनो मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापपृथिवी हारिणि नारायणात् ब्रह्मा आयते नारायणात् रुद्रोत्पद्यते नारायणात् रुद्रोत्पद्यते नारायणात् इत्यात्रावसर्वाणि आपसे मकार इति तानि कथा समभरत्तदे तदो इति यमुक्तामुच्यते योगी जन्म संसारबन्धः ॐ नमो नारायणायेति मन्त्रोपासकः वैकुण्ठभुवनलोकं गमिष्यति तदिदं परं पुण्डरीकं विज्ञानघनं तस्मात्तदिदावन्मात्रं ब्रह्मण्यो देवकी पुत्रो मन्यो मधुसूदनो सर्वभूतस्थमेकं नारायणं कारणरूपमकारपरब्रह्मो एतदथर्वशिरो यो इति प्रातरधियान् रात्रिकृतं पापं नाशयति सायमधियान् वसकृतं पापं नाशयति माद्यन्दिनमादित्या गोधीयान् पञ्चपातकोपपातकात् प्रमुच्यते सर्ववेदपायन पुण्यं लभते नारायणासायुज्यमवाप्नोति नारायणसायुज्यमवाप्नोति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ
स्टेज तो वॉइस को बदलो वॉइस শুধু তার মতো দেখতে সেকেন্ড তাই তো হ্যাঁ সেকেন্ড সবচেয়ে সিনিয়র জিনিস
I request member of the audience, distinguished guests and monks to take their seats. We are going to start our program very soon. I request all the distinguished guests, member of the audience and revered monks to take their seats. We are going to start our program very soon. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya Tamaso Ma Jyoti Kamaya Mrityor Ma Amritam Kamaya Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Om, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from the darkness to the light. Lead us from the death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. We, on behalf of Advaita Ashrama Mayavati, Kolkata branch, welcome you all to this inauguration program of Advaita Bhavan, the new building constructed here on the holy occasion of Sri Shankaracharya Jayanti. At the outset of today's program, we would like to read out the prospectus of Advaita Ashrama as written by Swami Vivekananda himself in a letter in March 1899. This prospectus was included in the trust deed of Advaita Ashrama. This is already regarded as the constitution of Advaita Ashrama. We start. In whom is the universe? Who is in the universe? Who is the universe? In whom is the soul? Who is in the soul? Who is the soul of man? Knowing him and therefore the universe as ourself alone extinguishes all fear, brings an end to misery, and leads to infinite freedom. Wherever there has been expansion in love or progress in well-being of individuals or numbers, it has been through the perception, realization, and the practicalization of the eternal truth, the oneness of all beings. Dependence is misery, independence is happiness. The Advaita is the only system which gives unto man complete possession of himself, takes off all dependence and its associated superstitions, thus making us braver to suffer, brave to do, and in the long run attain the absolute freedom. Hitherto, it has not been possible to preach this noble truth entirely free from the settings of dualistic weakness. This alone, we are convinced, explains why it has not been more operative and useful to mankind at large. To give this one truth a freer and fuller scope in elevating the lives of individuals and leavening the mass of mankind, we start this Advaita Ashrama on the Himalayan heights, the land of its first exploration. Here it is hoped to keep Advaita free from all superstitions and weakening contaminations. Here will be taught and practiced nothing but the doctrine of unity, pure and simple, and through the entire sympathy with all other systems, this ashrama is dedicated to Advaita and Advaita alone. Now, to start our program, we are going to felicitate most revered President Maharaj Ji, Srimad Swami Gautamananda Ji Maharaj. I would like to request the President of the Adhyaksha of the Advaita Ashrama, revered Swami Sudhirananda Ji Maharaj, to garland revered President Maharaj. Amongst us, we are very fortunate to have with us most revered Srimad Swami Suviranandaji Maharaj, General Secretary, Ramakrishna Mission and Ramakrishna Math. I request revered Swami Suddhidanandaji to felicitate General Secretary Maharaj. Now I would like to request Swami Suddhidanandaji Maharaj to felicitate Swami Bodhisaranandaji Maharaj. Revered Maharaj is the Assistant General Secretary of Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. I would now like to request revered Suddhidanandaji Maharaj to felicitate revered Swami Muktidanandaji Maharaj, Adhyaksha Ramakrishna Math, Mysuru. This is the time for our opening song. I would like to request revered Swami Sivadishanandaji Maharaj, Ramakrishna Mission Ashram, Narendrapur, to come on stage and perform the opening song. I would like to request Swami Sivadishanandaji Maharaj. Swami Sivadishanandaji is accompanied by Rajiv Chakraborty on tabla.
ত্রেতাতারিরাম দাপরের শ্যাম রাম কৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে রাম কৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে ত্রেতাতারি রাম কাপড়ের রাম কৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে রাম কৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে গৌতমের প্রাণ শঙ্করের গান গৌতমের প্রাণ শঙ্করের গান লয়ে অবতীর্ণ ধরা পরে ত্রেতাতারি রাম দ্বাপরের শ্যাম রামানুজ গোরা এক প্রেমে জোড়া রামানুজ গোরা এক প্রেমে জোড়া কবির নানক এক ডোরে রামানুজ গোরা এক প্রেমে জোড়া কবির নানক এক ডোরে যত অবতার সমষ্টি সবার যত অবতার সমষ্টি সবার রাম কৃষ্ণ রূপে এইবারে রাম কৃষ্ণ রূপে এইবারে ত্রেতাতারি রাম দ্বাপরের শ্যাম রাম কৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে রাম কৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে যত মত পথ সব একমত যত মত পথ সব একমত রাম কৃষ্ণ কয় ভাব ভরে যত মত পথ সব একমত রাম কৃষ্ণ কয় ভাব ভরে ইষ্ট আপনার ইষ্ট সবাকার ইষ্ট আপনার ইষ্ট সবাকার ভিন্ন রূপে ভক্ত এক হেরে ইষ্ট আপনার ইষ্ট সবাকার ভিন্ন রূপে ভক্ত এক হেরে ত্রেতাতারি রাম দ্বাপরের শ্যাম রাম কৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে রাম কৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে মহাবতার রাম কৃষ্ণ রায় মহাবতার রাম কৃষ্ণ রায় নরদেহ ধরি মধুর লীলায় মহাবতার রামকৃষ্ণ রায় নরদেহ ধরি মধুর লীলায় জগতের সব ধর্ম মাতায় জগতের সব ধর্ম মাতায় দেখে বুঝো ভারত অন্তরে জগতের সব ধর্ম মাতায় জগতের সব ধর্ম মাতায় দেখে ভুজো ভারত অন্তরে দেখে ভুজো ভারত অন্তরে ত্রেতাতরি রাম দাপরের শ্যাম রামকৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে রামকৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে গৌতমের প্রাণ শঙ্করের গান গৌতমের প্রাণ শঙ্করের গান লয়ে অবতীর্ণ ধরা পরে লয়ে অবতীর্ণ ধরা পরে ত্রেতাকারী রাম দাপরের শ্যাম রামকৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে রামকৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে রামকৃষ্ণ দোহে একাধারে
অদ্বৈত আশ্রমের পক্ষ থেকে স্বামী শিবাধীশানন্দজিকে আমরা আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ ও প্রণাম জানাই। Advaita Ashram Mayavati was established on 2nd March 1899 by Swami Vivekananda with the help of Captain James Henry Xavier and Mrs. Charlotte Elizabeth Xavier. Swami Vivekananda stayed in Mayavati for 14 days in January 1901, 3rd January to 17th January. Apart from Belur Math, it is the only center of Ramakrishna order where he stayed physically. Now I would like to request revered Swami Shuddhidanandaji Maharaj, Adhyaksha Ramakrishna Advaita Ashram Mayavati, to deliver his welcome speech.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ My humble pranams to most revered President Maharaj, Srimad Swami Gautamanandaji Maharaj. My humble pranams to the General Secretary Maharaj, revered Swami Suviranandaji Maharaj. my humble pranams to revered Swami Bodhasaranandaji Maharaj, Assistant General Secretary, and my humble pranams to Swami Muktidanandaji Maharaj, Adhyaksha of Sri Ramakrishna Ashram, Mysuru, and my humble pranams to revered Swami Bhajananandaji Maharaj and many other senior Swamis here, assembled here. Like I'm seeing Swami Jyotirupananji here, very humble pranams to him. And my humble pranams to all the Matajis assembled here from Sharda Mission. And my very affectionate regards to all of you, dear devotees. It is with unspeakable joy that I stand before you all today on this auspicious day of Sri Shankaracharya Jayanti to welcome you all to the inauguration of the new building of Advaita Ashrama. We are gathered here not merely to witness the inauguration of a new building. This building is the unfolding of the divine in the form of a concrete structure. This building represents the Advaitic vision of the Rishis of the Upanishads. It represents the Advaitic vision of Bhagavan Shri Krishna of the Bhagavad Gita. It represents the Advaitic vision of Bhagavan Shri Shankaracharya. And it represents the Advaitic vision of Bhagavan Shri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda. In short, it represents the immortal Brahma Vidya Parampara in its undiluted form. A little bit about the history of this great center. The history of Advaita Ashrama in brief is as follows. It can be looked at in 4 different phases. The first phase of Advaita Ashrama's history is from 1899 to 1920. We all know that this ashrama was started in Mayavati in 1899. And till 1920, this ashrama was functioning from Mayavati, and all the very important publications were brought out from Mayavati. But owing to the difficulties of running a publication work from Mayavati, it was later, in 1920, it was shifted to, the publication wing was shifted to Calcutta, and then started the second phase, that is from 1920 to 1960. During this time, Advaita Ashrama shifted 3 different locations. First it came to College Street, then to Muktaram Babu Street, then to Wellington Lane, and finally it settled down at 5 Dehi Antilli Road, which is the present this old structure here just behind this new building. And that happened in 1960. And the third phase starts from 1960 onwards, from 1960 to 2025. For the last 65 years, Advaita Ashrama's publication wing has been functioning from this building here at 5 Dehi Antilli Road, and amazing books have been published in the last 65 years, we all know. And now we are today entering into the 4th phase of Advaita Ashrama's history. So I consider this to be a very landmark milestone in the ashrama's history. From today onwards, 2025 onwards, Advaita Ashrama is going to exist in 2 places, that is 5 Dehi Antilli Road and 36 Anandapalit Road also. Advaita Ashrama was founded by Captain James Henry Xavier and Mrs. Charlotte Elizabeth Xavier in the year 1899. They founded the center to fulfill the wish of their guru, the great Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji dedicated the center to the practice of Advaita and Advaita alone. His vision was very clear. And since its inception, Advaita Ashrama has striven to uphold and spread the ideals of Advaita Vedanta, which is the core of Hindu Dharma. Now, a little bit about this Advaita ideology, which is very important. We know that in the world, in this creation, the most powerful thing is ideas. There is nothing more powerful than ideas. And among all the different ideas and ideologies, this idea of Advaita is the most potent one. It is the most powerful idea to alleviate the human being and take him to his pristine, pure nature. No other ideology can do this the way Advaita ideology can do it. And it is this ideology which was first so magnificently expounded by Sri Shankaracharya 1200 years ago, and then later so powerfully propounded and kept before the world by the great Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda. I would like to just present a very important point, which is the inseparable connection between Sri Shankaracharya and Ramakrishna. I think this is the best occasion to once again reinforce this idea of the inseparable connection between Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Shankaracharya. About this inseparable connection, Swami Vivekananda has spoken several times. I would just quote a few words from Swami Gambhiranandaji Maharaj. We all know that Gambhiranji Maharaj was the president of Advaita Ashrama long back, and he was a person who was very well versed in our traditional scriptures, and he was an authority on Sri Shankaracharya's works also. We all know all the so-called Bhashakara's translations were done by revered Swami Gambhiranji Maharaj, which is a treasure to the humanity today. So Gambhiranji says, what is the Neo-Vedantism that Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda brought about? I am quoting, these are all his words, published words. He says, what is the Neo-Vedantism that Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda brought about? Is it a new philosophy, not found in Sri Shankaracharya, as some seem to think? Then, actually this discussion was hovering around. During Swami Gambhiranji's time, some intellectuals had brought about some 3 or 4 books. And in these books, these intellectuals were trying to present that Sri Ramakrishna's Vedanta is different from Sri Shankaracharya's Vedanta. And it is in this context that Gambhiranji was pointing out a very, very important thing. So Gambhiranji Maharaj says, according to some intellectuals, it would appear that it is not Shankaracharya's philosophy that we find in Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda. Then he says, I, for my part, believe that it is Shankaracharya's philosophy that Vivekananda preached and Sri Ramakrishna realized. I once again repeat this point. Gambhiranji says, I, for my part, believe that it is Shankaracharya's philosophy that Vivekananda preached and Sri Ramakrishna realized. It was Shankaracharya always stood for something positive and not simply negativity and rejection. It was Shankaracharya's followers who differed from his teachings and emphasized negativity and rejection. Post-Shankara Vedanta was influenced by Buddhistic nihilism, which rejected and denied everything. But Shankaracharya actually wanted to save us from this. A positive social philosophy cannot be built on the negative philosophy of Advaita Vedanta as preached by the post-Shankarites. Shankara's philosophy in practice is a positive approach, and it is this positive approach is that which we find in Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. Then Gambhiranji says, you see how Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda and Shankaracharya found no difficulty in being in Advaita and also in the world at the same time. According to both, there is no conflict between bhakti and jnana. It is the Mayavadins who denied the existence of the world. And these Mayavadins, Buddhists, they were all Buddhists. But Shankaracharya was never that. The post-Shankarites confused Shankara's ideas with Buddhistic ideas. Swamiji has pointed out so often that all these troubles came to us because of imposing Buddhistic ideas on Shankaracharya. So this was Swami Gambiranji's beautiful observation. Today is Shankaracharya's Jayanti, and we should know the inseparable connection between Sri Shankaracharya and Sri Ramakrishna. You all may be knowing that this was the day on which even Kamarpukur, Sri Ramakrishna's, this temple was consecrated, and there was a big function today there also. On this very issue, I would like to point out one more thing, an observation by Sister Nivedita. Sister Nivedita, showing this very connection between Sri Ramakrishna and Shankaracharya, she says, and we all know that Sister Nivedita was the product of Swami Vivekananda through and through. Whatever we find in Sister Nivedita's writings and her talks, we all know it is completely Vivekananda. What else? So she says in one place, if you take Shankaracharya's ideology and cover it with flesh and blood, you will get Sri Ramakrishna. I once again repeat, she says that if you take Shankaracharya's ideology and cover it with flesh and blood, you get Sri Ramakrishna. So this is the connection between, today we are celebrating this Shankara Jayanti day here, and on this day, especially I wanted this building to be inaugurated on this day, because this is a great tradition, a Brahma Vidya Parampara, which has been coming down from timeless past, and this will continue. It is continuing in Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda through this great ideology of Advaita. Thus, these great masters have presented the ultimate reality in the same way. There may be some differences in emphasis, but not in essence. In their words and works, we find the eternal call to realize the oneness of existence, that Brahman or Ishvara alone exists, that what we are referring to as world in ignorance is nothing but Brahman or Ishvara for the man of knowledge. This new building is a humble offering at the feet of all the great masters of the past, also of the future. Today, with the deepest sense of gratitude and reverence, we remember Mrs. Charlotte Elizabeth Xavier, Captain James Henry Xavier, who fulfilled the wish of their Guru Swami Vivekananda by founding the Advaita Ashrama at Mayavati. I also offer my pranams to all my predecessors, starting from Swami Swarupananda ji, coming down to my immediate predecessors like revered Swami Bodhasarananda ji, Tattvavidananda ji, and Muktidananda ji. Each one of them has added to the glory of this great center in different ways. And it is by the blessings of all of them that this new structure is being inaugurated today, and we bow down humbly to this great parampara. This center is the most unique center of the Ramakrishna order. This is another very important point that we need to keep in mind. Advaita Ashrama is the cream of the Ramakrishna Sangha. Vivekananda had something very special idea while founding this great center. We should not forget that point. So this center is the most unique center of the Ramakrishna order. And when I say most unique, I am not saying in a figurative sense, but literally and actually. Swami Vivekananda was emphatic and crystal clear that in this center there should be no idols, no worship, no rituals, none of these. To quote his words, I am quoting Swami Vivekananda's words. Swamiji has stated, what is God in Vedanta? God is a principle and not a person. You and I are all personal gods. The absolute God of universe is impersonal principle. Talking about Advaita Ashrama in Mayavati, he says, On the heights of the Himalayas, I have a place where I am determined nothing shall enter except pure truth. There I want to work out this idea. The purpose is to train seekers of truth and to bring children without fear and without superstition. They shall not hear about Christs and Buddhas and Shivas and Vishnus. None of this. So we can add Ramakrishna also to this. He was so clear about it. Here no one should be hearing about Buddhas and Christs and Shivas and Vishnus. None of this. His vision was so clear, taking us back to the Upanishadic vision of the Atman. So he says, they shall learn from the start to stand upon their own feet. They shall learn that God is spirit and should be worshipped as spirit and in truth. Everyone must be looked upon as spirit, as the Atman. That is the ideal. Now, this is the great ideal which this great center stands for. And then Swamiji wanted to actualize this great ideal on the working plane, and for that he started this center where the divine should be perceived and approached as a principle and not as a person. Now, I can say that, I have heard from my seniors, this I am sharing my own experience, I have heard from many of the seniors that our earlier generation monks were very particular in adhering to this vision of Swamiji in Advaita Ashrama. And they would not like even photos being kept in the rooms. But as it always happens, owing to human frailties, we begin to allow concessions and we begin to stray away from Swami Vivekananda's original plan and vision. Therefore, accordingly, in order to honor our great Swami Vivekananda's wish and vision, in the rooms of this new building, there are no photographs of any divine personalities. There are photographs of divine personalities only on the walls and the stairs and corridors of this building, but not inside the rooms. Inside the rooms, there is only Om and the 4 Mahavakyas. That is all we have kept inside the rooms. And even in the meditation room, we have Om. So this uniqueness of Advaita Ashrama needs to be preserved by all means. This is what actually makes this center so beautiful. I always say this is one of the most beautiful centers of the Ramakrishna order, which stands apart for the highest. Yes, we may not be fully fit to put these things into practice, but Swami Vivekananda wanted us to raise ourselves by our own self and attempt to develop the Upanishadic vision of reality that everything is divine. And because of this reason and many other reasons, Advaita Ashrama today stands as a beacon for the future generations of humanity. Truth alone liberates. And Advaita Ashrama has been and will keep shedding the light of supreme truth for the well-being of the entire world. It is a center meant for Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, and Seva. A center from where the timeless principles of Vedanta will continue to be studied, practiced, and preached. On this special occasion, I need to speak a few words about my immediate predecessors, a little bit about the history of this very place. Now we all know this plot of land on which this new structure is today standing was purchased in the year 2000 when revered Swami Bodhasaranandaji, our dear Arvind Maharaj, when he was the manager of this ashram here. I still remember those days because I had come here from training center, and actually Arvind Maharaj needs no introduction. Anyone who is associated with Advaita Ashrama knows him through and through. And everyone associated with Advaita Ashrama knows him very well. He has done so much for this center by the way of revamping it, especially in Mayavati. If you all remember, along with him was also one name which I would like to specially take today, because I was witness to that. That was revered Swami Govindanandaji Maharaj. Narottam Maharaj, you may be knowing. In 1999, when I came here, Arvind Maharaj and Narottam Maharaj, it is they who took the initiative of purchasing this plot of land, and they have worked so hard and they made this plot of land usable at that time. they had a plan to build a building here, but it didn't work out at that time for several reasons. And I was witness to their hard labors for several years. Their plan was to construct a new building on this land, but for various reasons it did not materialize then. Then from the time of Swami Tattvavidanandaji and Swami Muktidanandaji, slowly the plan took off. The blueprint was prepared. During revered Swami Muktidanandaji, who was my immediate predecessor, revered Maharaj, I still remember how much interest Muktidanandaji used to take in every small details of the plan, the design of the building, how many meetings we used to have, and he used to involve all the sadhus and take their views and how to make this building as best as possible. So Muktidanandaji had worked very hard as far as the design of this building is concerned. And Muktidanandaji used to hold regular meetings to discuss the design. Several times the design was modified, and finally, like the last runner in a relay race, in a relay race, the baton is carried by one person, but the baton finally reaches the finishing line by someone else. So like the last runner in the relay race, it was in my lot to take the baton to the finishing line. And we see this structure standing today in front of us. So what I want to say is that this building is the outcome of the hard labor of so many sadhus before me and also during my tenure, and I'm grateful to all of them. If you all remember, on 30th March 2022, just 3 years back, the foundation stone for this building was laid. That stone was sanctified by the 16th President of the Ramakrishna Order, Most Revered Swami Smarananandaji Maharaj. And today we see this building completed and being blessed by the 17th President of the Ramakrishna Order, Most Revered Swami Gautamanandaji Maharaj. In the completion of this building, the credit goes entirely to my team, consisting of all my monastic brothers who have worked so hard. I see my team work. It was amazing to see our brothers working so hard. All the monastic brothers, staff, construction workers, architect, engineers, contractor, devotees, and many others. And I'm seeing our dear Prakash Lohiya ji is there in this gathering here. He has been so kind to give us the whole furniture for this building. Amazing job he has done. And so many like him. Many others are not here. And I sincerely thank all of them who have been involved in this great project. All of them have worked hard, and today we are seeing the fruit. If at all we have to give credit, it goes to our team. I especially thank Swami Atma Mayanandaji, revered Pradut Maharaj, who has overseen this entire project in spite of his advanced age and different physical ailments. The building has been designed to cater to the needs of Advaita Ashrama for the next 7 or 8 decades. We have incurred around rupees 20 crores on this structure. This would not have been possible without the generous help that came forth from countless numbers of devotees and well-wishers from India and abroad. We have no words enough to express our gratitude to each one of them. But I should specially mention the name of the late Shri Madhusudan Tarabdar, he is no more, who had made a significant contribution towards this work. I also take this opportunity to state that we have one more building to complete. This is just for your information. This is just half of the project. There is one more building to be completed. And the estimated cost of that building is going to be around 25 crores rupees. So that will be the second phase of our construction project. In that proposed building, we have planned to have a public library, a research and development wing meant to create new and socially relevant content, a floor dedicated to youth development activities, a 400-seat auditorium, a meditation hall for public, and the administrative block. We are sure that to complete the second phase of construction work, the help will come from all the corners of the world. After all, this is in furtherance of the vision of the great Swami Vivekananda. I earnestly appeal to everyone, even those who are watching this program online through YouTube, to come forward and lend a helping hand to the extent possible. Today the world knows Swami Vivekananda. They know the ideas of Swami Vivekananda. But there is one question. How did the world come to know about Vivekananda and his ideas? It has been through Advaita Ashrama, which has been publishing Vivekananda's ideas for the last 125 years. Today, everyone talks about Swami Vivekananda, from the Prime Minister of the country to every nationalist, nation builder. Everyone quotes Swami Vivekananda. But how did they come to know about it? They have come to know about it from the books published by this great center, and this work has been going in utter silence. That is the great contribution of Advaita Ashrama to the modern world. So, today as we consecrate this new edifice, let us also rededicate ourselves to the ideal that Swami Vivekananda presented before all of us. And that ideal is, this human life is meant for what? It is meant for Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya Cha. It is meant for one's own liberation and for the good of the world. This is the greatest picture of a human life that we can imagine about. A human life which is dedicated to self-realization as well as meant for the good of everyone. May this ashrama continue to exist and bring about social and spiritual transformation of human society. And may the blessings of the rishis of the Upanishads, blessings of Sri Krishna, blessings of Sri Shankaracharya, and blessings of Thakur Ma and Swamiji ever shower upon everyone. Once again, I warmly welcome each one of you to this very auspicious occasion. And once again, my humble pranams to all the sadhus assembled here, especially to the most revered President Maharaj, General Secretary Maharaj, Bodhasarananji, Muktidanji, and all the senior sadhus. It really gives a great joy to see so many sadhus assembled here. It's your blessings which is going to really take the form of great work which is going to come in the future. Pranams. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Our reverential pranam to revered Swami Shuddhitanandaji Maharaj, Adhyaksha Advaita Ashrama Mayavati. I would like to mention a few facts. That Prabuddha Bharat was first published in June 1896 from Mayavati, and in 1923, first Prabuddha Bharat was printed from Sri Gauranga Press in December as January 1924 issue. I would like to request now revered Srimad Swami Bodhasaranandaji Maharaj, Assistant General Secretary, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, to deliver his speech. Swami Bodhasaranandaji Maharaj.
Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Surai Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharini. Most revered President Maharaj, I convey my Shashtang pranams to him. Most revered Swami Bhajananji Maharaj, I make pranams to him. Revered General Secretary Maharaj, Swami Muktidanandji Maharaj, Swami Shuddhidanandji, and so many senior Swamijis, dear brother monks, Matajis, dignitaries, guests, and dear friends. The inauguration of this building is a great step in the history of Advaita Ashrama. As you have heard, that I joined this Advaita Ashrama and spent about 36 years here. When I joined here, revered Jyoti Rupananji was manager here. He is sitting in the front. And Swami Tadrupananji Maharaj was the president. But unfortunately, Swami Tadrupananji passed away untimely. He was just president for 1 year, and his age was only 45 when he passed away. So while standing before you, so many old memories are rushing to my mind, and I remember all of them. The year was 2000. I was sitting in my office. I was manager. One gentleman, his name was O.P. Mal, Om Prakash Mal, the owner of Howrah Jute Mills. He came to me with a suggestion that this Standard Pharmaceuticals, which he had purchased from Ambalal Sarabhai Group, that he wanted to sell. This Standard Pharmaceutical Company was a premier company, a pioneer company, because from this place, this penicillin was started. And this is the first company in India which started giving jobs to ladies. And one Mr. Ghosh, who started this company, was running very well. But after his passing away, it went into the hands of Ambalal Sarabhai Group. And then when it became sick, then it was taken over by Howrah Jute Mills owner O.P. Mal, Om Prakash Mal. Somehow he became very friendly with me, and he wanted to give me this land at a reasonable rates, but that amount itself was mind-boggling in those days. But he told me, you can give Swamiji, you can give me in 10 installments over 1 year, you don't worry. So I wanted to purchase the whole area, but headquarters didn't allow me because they thought it will be very difficult for me to collect this amount. However, we purchased this 65 kathas of land. First, we purchased half on Suresh Sarkar Road, and then on this Anand Palace Road a little later. And somehow we were able to pay the entire amount to that owner. Because this was a sick unit, at least 6 unions were there. They were not willing to sell it. And then the whole property was mortgaged to Bank of Baroda and some other banks. And in those days, even now also, no industrial property can be sold off to any individual or any organization without the approval of the state government. So we had to work very hard to get permission. And that Om Prakash Mal here to show that by getting the amount, he will revive that Standard Pharmaceuticals at Sirampur unit. So on that condition, he could sell this land to us. And in this process, our Narottam Maharaj, Swami Govindananji, he helped me a lot. Otherwise, it would not have been possible for me to look after the entire process. So this old Advaita Ashrama, 5DH Entirely Road, it is only just 10.5 kathas, and we added another 65 kathas. So I wanted to immediately start the construction of the work, but due to certain reasons, I was not happy that because this Advaita Ashrama, it is a global organization. It needs so many things. Good vision, this one opening should be there, and then accessibility should be there. I wanted to go to Eastern Bypass or this Sector 5 of Salt Lake or Newtown. At least 5-7 years I spent searching land here and there. I was getting it at a very, very reasonable rate. Somehow I couldn't get permission from the headquarters. In the meantime, I took the renovation work at Mayavati, so this site, it got delayed. As you know, that in Mayavati, when this publication department was started, it was very, very difficult. You can start a monastery anywhere, in a cave or in a jungle or in a cottage. Just one or two monks will be there, it becomes a monastery. But to start a publication department on the dizzy heights of the Himalayas is quite daunting, because paper, binding, everything you have to get from the plains, print it on the Himalayas, then bind it, again it has to be sent back to the plains, because those animals, wild animals, they are not going to read what you write there, what you print there. So it was very difficult. But even then, those Swamis, they worked very hard and they continued it up to 1920. After the passing away of Swami Swarupananji Maharaj, Swami Shardananji Maharaj went to condole the suffering of this Swami and to see the progress of Advaita Ashrama. He went to Mayavati in 1906. He was highly impressed. After coming from Mayavati to Bellumat, when Swami Shardananji brought out the first annual general report in 1910, he paid glowing tributes to Advaita Ashrama. He mentioned there that Advaita Ashrama is the most busy center in Ramakrishna mission, because that time only very few centers were there. So it was so, this one. So in 1920, the one small, on the first floor at College Street Market, one building was taken on rent. Then it started there, it continued for 5 years. Then in 1925, we moved to Mukhtaram Babu Street. There also it continued up to 1930. And in 1931, we came to Wellington Lane. So all these properties were rented on rent. Then after World War II, in 1944, we purchased at Wellington Lane. Then by a decree of the court, Advaita Ashram was granted Upendra Narayan Dev estate to promote, to propagate the message of Ramakrishna Vivekananda philosophy. So then Swami Gambhiranji was there. In December 1960, this building was inaugurated. It was made by Swami Gambhiranji Maharaj, and it was inaugurated by Srimad Swami Madhavananji Maharaj, the then General Secretary. So for long 65 years, this building went on very well. But warehouse problem was there, because we had to print so many titles and there was no space to keep that stock. So we searched here and there. First, we went to Fern Road, one building was there, that we took, that belonged to Ramakrishna Mission Seva Pratishthan, somebody had donated to them. So we used it for several years. Then from there, we went to this Nirmal Chandra Road. There also Bellumat had one property that also we used for some years. Then that was sold out. Then we had to purchase one 3-story building in Central Avenue with the condition that if you purchase some land nearby, then you have to sell it off. Then we came here. So when we purchased this one, so we had to sell off that property, and then here ready-made some godowns were there. Then we built this one. So another thing I want to mention here, one Swami Nirgunanandji, his name was also Govind, this one, Narottam Maharaj. He was the chartered accountant of this company. He came under the influence of the monks of Advaita Ashram. Then he joined Bellumat and became Swami Nirgunanandji. So he would have been today very happy to see this building coming up here. Then when this building was constructed, then with the help of Mr. D.M. Sen, he was Education Secretary, he gave some grant for starting this library. Then auditorium was added, and then distribution of some charities and this one, that also was started here in this one. So, over these years, more than 450 titles have been brought out from here, and out of them, maybe about 30 low-priced editions also have been brought out. More than 100 titles have been brought out in Hindi, then about 8 titles in Nepali, and 2 titles in Urdu were also brought out. And another unique features of Advaita Ashrama is that right from the beginning, we have been bringing out the quality photographs of Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Ma Sharda Devi, and their disciples. So many books have been brought out from here, like complete works of Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda, whatever lectures he gave, then whatever writings he wrote, and then whatever letters he wrote to certain persons, all these have been compiled and brought out in complete works. Then Swami Sri Ramakrishna's life, which was also compiled in 1925 by Swami Nikhilanandaji and edited by Swami Madhavanandaji Maharaj. Then Swami Vivekananda's unique life by Eastern and Western disciples, that also came out in 1912. Then afterwards in 4 volumes, then it was revised and brought out in 2 volumes. Then again it was revised and brought out in single volume. And when I joined here in 1978, 2 big enlarged volumes were brought out. So wherever, in any part of the world, wherever you find any literature on Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda, in any language, in any country, take it for granted that it is based on the publications brought out by Advaita Ashrama. Then we also brought out unique books written by Roma Rola on the lives of Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda. We also brought out books by Max Muller on Sri Ramakrishna, his life and teachings, then by Christopher Ishwarhood, and the English translations of Brahma Sutras, Upanishads, and different commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Then we also have brought out many books written by Shankaracharya and have translated them into English. Then in Hindi also, that Vivekananda Sahitya, the Hindi edition of complete works, was also brought out. And Prabhupada Bharata, it was started in May 1896, and since so many years it is in circulation, almost 130 years. This is the oldest English monthly magazine in India, and through the pages of this magazine and other publications brought by Advaita Ashrama, the message of Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, and Vedanta has gone into the hearts of millions of people. Then another magazine that was brought out in 1922 was Samanvaya, a Hindi magazine. That time Swami Madhavanandaji Maharaj was president of Advaita Ashrama, and he was in Muktaram Babu Street. That time, that Suryakant Tripathi Nirala, who is well-known poet and famous by this pen name, Nirala, he was born in Mahishadal in Purva Medinipur, and because of that Spanish flu, influenza, many people died, and during that time his wife and daughter also died. He was in depression. Then he was searching for job. Then he came to Advaita Ashrama at this one, at our ashrama. Then Swami Madhavanandaji Maharaj gave him job, and he assisted him in translating Sri Ramakrishna's some books, and then Swami Vivekananda books. And this Samanvai, it continued for about 7 or 8 years, but because the demand was not there, that's why we had to discontinue. And Swami Madhavanandaji Maharaj, he went all the way to Gujarat, to Alwar, and the king of Alwar, he subscribed for 350 copies and gave him substantial amount also to continue the circulation of this magazine. But because lack of demand, we had to close that one. Then Sister Gargi, Mary Louis Burke, she came under the influence of Swami Ashokananda. Then in 1948, Ashokananda introduced her to Swami Vivekananda's literature. Then she first brought out Swami Vivekananda in the West, New Discoveries, in 2 volumes in 1957. Then the whole thing was revised and enlarged. Then it was brought out in 6 volumes from 1983 to 1987. And this Sister Gargi, she was given Vivekananda Award also for that one. And later on she took to sannyasa, and her sannyasa name, monastic name was this Prajna Prana, and she died as a nun at the age of 93. And then Brahma Prana, she was entrusted in compiling the 9th volume, because a lot of literature written by Swami Vivekananda came to light, so she helped us a lot. Then 9th volume was published in 2007 after 45 years since the publication of the 8th volume. And so many funds were collected, endowments were made so that many publications can be subsidized. So if this institution has come to its present stature, of course Swamiji's blessings are there, but it is also due to the blessings of Captain and Mrs. Xavier, Swami Swarupanandaji, then Virjananji, Madhavanandaji Maharaj, and Swami Vireshwaranji Maharaj, and so many other Swamis are there. During Swami Swarupanandaji's time, 8 books were published, including some pamphlets from Mayavati Press. And that time, the first volume of complete was also had gone to the press, but due to his sudden demise, he couldn't see the printing of that one. Then another specialty about Advaita Ashrama Mayavati is that many direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna visited this place. First one was our Premanandaji Maharaj, Subodhanandaji Maharaj, Turiyanandaji Maharaj. He stayed for 6 months at Mayavati. And Subodhanandaji came several times. And Akhandanandaji Maharaj came to Wellington Lane when Swami Vireshwaranji Maharaj was president. And then so many editors, very competent editors, they have also contributed a lot to the development of this Advaita Ashrama. Among them, I can say this Swami Swarupanandaji, Virjanandaji, Pragyanandaji, Madhavanandaji Maharaj, Vireshwaranji Maharaj, Nikhilanandaji, Ashokanandaji, and afterwards so many other came, including Swami Bhajranji Maharaj, who is sitting here. He was editor for long 7 years, from 1979 to 1986. So many articles, many valuable articles came out in the pages of Prabhupada Bharata, and then later on we compiled them and brought out many books. I remember that A Bridge to Eternity, when we were celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of Sri Ramakrishna, that time we brought out this Bridge to Eternity, that is a compilation of articles on Sri Ramakrishna, which came out in Prabhupada Bharata. Then Art, Culture and Spirituality, that book also came out when we were celebrating the centenary of Advaita Ashrama. Then recently that From Darkness to Light in 2 volumes. And then I had also compiled another book, that is Vivekananda, the great spiritual teacher. So that also contained mainly articles on Swami Vivekananda from Prabhupada Bharata. And then I remember some memories which I want to share with you. When I was manager, that time, one day this postman, he gave me a packet. When I opened it, I found 2 books in Arabic. I was surprised. How come that somebody has sent me this Arabic 2 books? Then I found one letter was there, written by one Muslim professor of Iran University. He writes, even now I remember those words. He writes, I think it will be criminal on my part if I don't translate the unique message of Sri Ramakrishna and share it with my Muslim brothers in Iran. So that's why, without taking your permission, I have translated this and I am sending a copy to you. Because that Muslim Iran professor, he had come to India, he visited all the places in India. While going back from this Bombay, on the railway station, he found two books. One was Life of Sri Ramakrishna by Romarola, and another Mind and Its Control by Swami Buddhananda. So after reading that one, he was simply overwhelmed. So that's why he translated, so that his Muslim brothers will be benefited. Another day, I got about another packet containing 5 books of Karma Yoga in Urdu from Karachi. One gentleman, he has translated that Karma Yoga, because now he is not able to sell it and send to various libraries because he has no copyright. So he told Swamiji, please excuse me, I read this Karma Yoga, I thought, no, I should translate it into Urdu. So now I am not able to sell it, please, you give me this permission to print it so that I can sell it here. So I was highly impressed how Swami Vivekananda is doing his own work and propagating his message. Because he told, I want to be a voice without a form. And even now, Swami Vivekananda is doing his work silently, as Swami Shuddhidananji told you. Then Darbari said, he was very a close confidant of J.R.D. Tata. For about 52 years, he was connected with Tata Group, and for 14 companies he was the chairman. Then he was also chairman of Tata Tea and Tata Chemicals. So he also sent one letter that asking, he gave order for 35,000 copies of teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, which he wanted to distribute among his shareholders and then other friends and relatives. So 35,000 copies, he placed one order that we delivered. Then again on the following year, again he wrote this, gave another order for 75,000 copies of unique message of Sri Ramakrishna. So that also we gave. And then just when letters of Sister Nivedita was brought out by Advaita Ashrama in 2 volumes, another pharmaceutical company, they also placed order for 2,000 copies. So like this, Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda's message is spreading everywhere. So I will not take much time. And one important thing that I want to share with you was Advaita Ashrama, when we decided to publish the subsidized edition of complete works of Vivekananda, then we sent so many advertisements, and then pre-publication booking was started. It is unimaginable. We got an overwhelming response, and on same day, first edition and second edition were released. 20,600 sets were issued, and in trucks we had to send to Delhi, then Bombay, then Chennai and Hyderabad and other places. It was a sight to see how all our monastic brothers, day and night, they were packing and then sending to different centers. So with these few words, I wish that Advaita Ashrama should reach new heights. We have very competent here monastic workers here. They are very committed, devoted, and efficient. I am sure they will continue the work that has been going on since last about 130 years. Namaskar.
Our heartfelt pranam and namaskar and thanks to revered Bodhisattvanandaji Maharaj. Now I would like to request revered Swami Muktidanandaji Maharaj, Adhyaksha, Sri Ramakrishna Ashrama, Mysuru, to deliver his speech. Revered Maharaj.
सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। श्री रामकृष्ण शरणं। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित सुख स्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे अद्वैत स्वरूपाय श्री रामकृष्णाय नमः। My Sashtanga pranams to most revered President Maharaj, revered General Secretary Maharaj, revered Swami Bhajananji Maharaj, revered Buddha Swarupananji Maharaj, revered Jyoti Rupananji Maharaj, the present Adhyaksha of the Advaita Ashrama, Swami Shuddhidanji Maharaj, elders, devotees and invitees. I am indeed very glad to participate in this inauguration of the ceremony of this new building, Advaita Bhavan, on this aptly chosen auspicious occasion of Shankara Jayanti. Shankaracharya was a propagator of Advaita philosophy, and Swamiji founded this Advaita Ashrama with a great vision of starting a global center where the Advaita can be practiced, Advaita can be studied, Advaita can be propagated, because Swamiji believed that ultimately it is this philosophy of oneness, philosophy which gives the basic solidarity of life and existence, which gives us a vision to see everything as one, which gives us fearlessness, as we have seen in the beginning of this session, the prospectus, the Swamiji's motto, the ideal of Advaita Ashrama and what Advaita is read out. And in a very brief, short, powerful and meaningful way, the Advaita principle, Advaita ideal is placed before us by Swamiji. At this outset, I would like to, first of all, thank Swami Shuddhidanandji for inviting me for this inaugural session. This new building is a much needed extension to the Advaita Ashrama, Kolkata. It has definitely made the functioning of the publication house easier and added many facilities to the general working and the management of the Advaita Ashrama. Very thoughtfully, in this first phase of the building, mainly the book storage, enough space for the book storage, then the monastic quarters on the top floors, in between the dining for the VIPs and the monastic and for the staff, and also the meditation hall and other important features which are badly needed in the Advaita Ashrama has been accommodated in this first phase of the building. The second phase of the building is going to start, and Shuddhidananji has narrated to you how a beautiful book house which will cater to the need of service to the youth, research in the literature, and various other interesting features are going to be accommodated in the second building. We are actually thankful to Swami Bodhasaranji Maharaj, who has really made it possible to get this land, and also the initial funding needed for this building. And as Shuddhidananji mentioned, this Advaita Ashrama, this program today and inauguration of this building is a cumulative effect of nearly 127 years of so many stalwarts, so many swamis, so many devotees, so many literary giants have contributed to this particular Advaita Ashrama from Mayavati down to the Calcutta. Though this Advaita Ashrama Calcutta building or place is located in a very, very hectic city urban settings, but it has at its backdrop an aura of Himalayas. The Mayavati center is one of the unique centers of our Ramakrishna order, because it occupies a place of distinction in the dissemination of Advaita Vedanta and profound teachings of Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna. And it is a global center. Swamiji wanted people from all over the world, irrespective of the nationality, religion, caste, or whatever be the denomination, those who want to know the truth, who are in search of truth, those who want to practice the path to ultimate reality, and without any conforming to the name and form or the formal worship or rituals, a non-dual Advaita practice, the study of the philosophy and the propagation, which is a crying need of the religion, the foundation of religion, the goal of religion, ultimate truth of religion is there embedded in the Advaita philosophy. So Swamiji wanted such a center in the remote corner of Himalayas, in the seclusion, in highly spiritually vibrant atmosphere. Swamiji wanted a workshop of Advaita, where people can really sink their mind and heart into the search for truth, untroubled by any kind of other worldly surroundings and dualistic kind of an approach. So Advaita Ashrama is a great experiment of Swamiji, and its earnest aspiration to take that Upanishadic truth of those in the form of Vedanta which is being preached is to be brought down to the level of the common man's reach. You see, Advaita Ashrama is a publication house. It's a great intellectual laboratory. Though we have number of Vedanta centers, different parts of the world, Ramakrishna mission centers, the world over or beyond, outside India is called usually as Vedanta Center. But, and which really centered in the preaching of the Vedanta philosophy, along with the life and teachings of Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. But required literature for the understanding of the Vedanta, the practice of Vedanta, and the understanding of the Vedanta embedded in our scriptures, in Upanishads, in Gita, in Brahma Sutra. They're all being very systematically translated and made it into translated into English language so that world can know Vedanta. So Advaita Ashrama is a great place where Vedanta is made popular and globally known by the literature of the Advaita Ashrama. So it is a kind of a gateway to the spiritual Vedantic literature of India. And work that just now Bodhisarananji has explained from one end to the other, dotted, and he was also quite brief and running through, but a lot can be known about what the Advaita Ashrama has done in the realm of creating a world-class, the quality, authentic literature of the Indian spiritual wisdom. The credit goes to various scholarly Swamijis and various other scholars who have created this intellectual, Advaitic spiritual literature. So, an ashrama is not only can be known by the brick and mortar, though it is very essential, and we are having a beautiful building being inaugurated today by Most Revered President Maharaj on this auspicious Shankar Jayanti. But Advaita Ashrama is essentially a tremendous intellectual center which caters to the need of the understanding of the spirituality and practice of the Advaita philosophy, which in other words also called as Vedanta, Upanishads, to the common man, and creating a literature to the reach of the common man is the great contribution of the Advaita Ashrama. Regarding the Advaita philosophy's relevance, once there was some kind of a small controversy whether in the Mayavati should we worship the form, Sri Ramakrishna, or some other form. Swamiji, when he visited Mayavati, was a bit perturbed by somebody worshipping some formal worship or keeping a photo and worshipping. Then the matter was referred to Holy Mother as to should we not at least allow Sri Ramakrishna's form to be worshipped in Mayavati Advaita Ashrama. Then Mother said, see, what Naren said is to be followed. Sri Ramakrishna, Swamiji, and we are all basically Advaitins. Advaita is our basic philosophy. and let Mayavati remain as envisioned by Swami Vivekananda without any interference of formal worship and rituals. Let there be at least one place Swamiji wanted where people from any part of the world can come, and those who are in search of truth can practice there the search for the ultimate truth, which is nothing but Vedanta or Upanishads or Advaita. Advaita means that there is only oneness. The oneness, the philosophy of oneness is nothing but Advaita. Jiva and the ultimate reality is one. Though it apparently appears to be two or different. So the contribution of the Advaita Ashrama in really pronounced way, actualizing and presenting and practicing in the Himalayan heights of the Mayavati, and the way in which the successive generations of monks who lived there, who practiced Advaita there, made at least an earnest attempt to practice Advaita, is the crying need of the religious dispensation. If at all we have to ultimately reach a goal which is considered to be the final goal of all philosophy, the final goal of spirituality, there should be some place somewhere. It is not only if it's enough it is in the book, but there should be a place where it is adored and practiced in true spirit. Swamiji struggled to create Advaita Ashrama in Mayavati, and its subsequent an extension here in Calcutta is a very great ennobling Advaitic approach, which is the goal of all religions. With this, I conclude congratulating Swami Shuddhidanandji and team, the Pradyut Maharaj, and all those who have really worked very hard to construct this building and complete it and construct it in an expected lines. The building has come out very beautifully. The interior is so very elegant, and interior is also, as Shuddhidanandji explained, is highly Advaitic in its approach. There is an aura of the Advaita philosophy. Every room has Mahavakyas, the Omkara, and everybody who comes and stays here for few days will feel definitely ennobled. I wholeheartedly congratulate the whole team led by Shuddhidanandaji and thank him for this invitation. Thank you very much.
Our thanks and pranam to revered Muktidanandaji Maharaj. Before we pass on to the next program, I would like to share a few things of a very revered monk of our order, who is Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj. Swami Vireshwaranandaji Maharaj was sent from Mayavati to Kolkata to take charge of this branch on 14th February 1922. His predecessor was Swami Atma Bodhanandaji Maharaj, then Brahmachari Atma Chaitanya Satyan Maharaj, who was sent from Mayavati on 3rd February 1920 to first manage the branch center in Kolkata. Now I would like to request revered Srimat Swami Suviranandaji Maharaj, General Secretary, Ramakrishna Mott and Ramakrishna Mission, to deliver his address. Revered Maharaj.
Namaste Yatirajayo Vivekananda Suraye Satchi Sukha Sarupayo Swamine Tapoharine. Seated on the dais is our most revered President Maharaj, Srimad Swami Gautamanandaji Maharaj. Also, my colleague and formerly the president of Advaita Ashrama, Swami Bodhasaranandaji, Swami Muktidanandaji, and the present incumbent, Swami Shuddhidanandaji. Amongst the audience, I find very illustrious people like Justice Pinaki Ghosh, ex-Lokpal of India, and also the sitting judge of Calcutta High Court, our friend Mr. Justice Vishwajit Basu. And of course, other dignitaries are there sitting amongst the audience and our very revered Vice President Maharaj, Swami Bhajananandaji Maharaj. He is also sitting amongst the audience. And also we find our very veteran senior monks of the order, very respected. Our brothers, respected Matajis, and certainly the most important factor or the aspect of the gathering today is are the devotees who have come to join this illustrious celebration, a historic celebration indeed. And we are already running behind the schedule. We are supposed to have wrapped up by 7 o'clock in the evening. And if my watch gives the correct service, then it is 6:56, 4 minutes to 7, which is why I strongly feel that the requirement of the situation is I become very, very brief, and I assure you I would. Now, well, at the very outset, I would like to convey my very, very respectful pranams at the holy feet of our most revered President Maharaj. And then I take the opportunity of offering my pranam at the holy feet of our revered Vice President of the Order, Swami Bhajananandaji Maharaj, who is sitting amongst the audience. My pranams certainly for the senior monks of the order, my love and best wishes for my juniors and contemporaries, and certainly our very best wishes and best regards. Best regards are reserved for our devotees who have assembled here. I wish you all the best, one and all. And now, as we stand before this newly consecrated structure of Advaita Ashrama, our hearts brim with joy. We have gathered here not merely to witness the inauguration of a building, but to celebrate the continued unfolding of a divine legacy, the timeless wisdom of Advaita Vedanta, as found in the immortal and universal literature of the Upanishads. later propounded by Jagadguru Sri Shankaracharya and carried forward by the vision of Swami Vivekananda in our own times. That today happens to be the Shankara Jayanti, the birth anniversary of the great Shankaracharya, is no mere coincidence. It is a blessing. For it was he who rekindled the lamp of Advaita in a time of spiritual confusion, affirming with unmatched clarity, everything is Brahman. This is the universal wisdom carried forward by Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda today. On this Shankara Jayanti, let us bow in reference to the great Acharya who gave us the intellectual and experimental clarity of experiential clarity of non-dualism. Let us invoke his blessings that we may rise above dualities, we may rise above distinctions, we may rise above distractions and rest in the self which is beyond all. Let us also offer our obeisance to Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, the modern day torchbearers of that same Advaitic flame, who gave their all to awaken the sleeping nation with the roar of Vedanta. If we catch a glimpse into the legacy of Advaita Ashrama, we feel the hallowed memory of Swami Vivekananda in and through the serene hill of Mayavati. Right from the beginning in 1899, Advaita Ashrama in Mayavati was involved in the publication of extremely important works. This continued till 1920, owing to several challenges in Mayavati. In 1920, the publication work was shifted to Calcutta. Between 1920 and 1961, Advaita Ashrama changed 3 locations in Calcutta, as already been told by Swami Shuddhidanandaji, the Adhyaksha of Advaita Ashrama. And today, in 2025, Advaita Ashrama is touching its new milestone with the inauguration of this building in 36 Anandapali Road. Swami Vivekananda was very particular that this ashrama should remain a center focused solely on the pursuit of the highest truth. No idol worship, no rituals, only deep meditation, intense study of Vedantic scriptures, and the silent transformation of the self. Swamiji said, I quote, "On the heights of the Himalayas, I have a place where I am determined nothing shall enter except pure truth," unquote. He had categorically stated that this ashrama is dedicated to Advaita and Advaita alone. This makes Advaita Ashrama the most unique center of the Ramakrishna order. And over the decades, this sacred place has quietly shaped the lives of countless seekers. Through its monastic disciples, through its monastic discipline, its atmosphere of silence and contemplation, and its priceless publications, Advaita Ashrama has become a lighthouse for spiritual aspirants around the world. Vivekananda wanted to make Mayavati a unique home of Advaita vision of one universal consciousness, a practical life of service and contemplation based on this vision. In California, he spoke about this Himalayan retreat, which is mentioned in page 140 of the 8th volume of Complete Verse. I quote. In Calcutta, I have all these images and temples in the name of God and the Vedas, of the Bible and Christ and Buddha. Let it be tried. But in the heights of the Himalayas, I have a place where I am determined nothing shall enter except pure truth. There I want to work out this idea about which I have spoken to you today, spoken about the teachings of Advaita Vedanta. There are an Englishman and an Englishwoman in charge of the place. The purpose is to train the seekers of truth and to bring up children without fear and without superstition. They shall not hear about Christ and Buddha and Shiva and Vishnu, none of this. They shall learn from the start to stand up on their own feet. They shall learn from their childhood that God is the Spirit and should be worshipped in spirit and in truth. Everyone must be looked upon as spirit, and that is the idol. Unquote. Vivekananda wanted Mayavati to be unique, a meeting point of the East and the West. The West gave freedom to society and produced social stalwarts. The East gave liberty to religion and produced spiritual stalwarts. What Vivekananda wanted is a combination of spiritual individualism of the East and the social individualism of the West. Advaita must become practical, he said. He wanted from his followers the highest spiritual attainment along with the dynamism of service to human being. The head of Shankara with the heart of Buddha, the Ramakrishna order respects any and every action that releases the divine power and the godly qualities in human beings, be it in form earth or in a friar's cloister. It is this aspect which Nivedita found as the crowning glory of the religion of Vivekananda. The Mayavati monks ring no bell, offer no ritual worship, and yet no thoughts against rituals ever rise in their mind. Once a fortnight, they sing the Ramanama, the holy name with which Shiva manifests his transcendent Shivahood. In a quiet library room hang pictures of Christ, Buddha, Madonna, and Ramakrishna Vivekananda. No flowers are offered before them, and no hands are raised in salutations. Yet even the most casual visitor feels a sense of holiness and inner bliss as soon as he enters the silent compound. One even feels that to speak a word in this home of absolute non-dualism is a sacrilege where Shiva meditates on the Atman. In small wooden cells, the monks of Mayavati study, meditate, write, or work. When meditations are over, one goes to the wheat field or the cowshed, and the others go to the hospital or to the vegetable garden, or for editorial work for that matter. Spiritual struggles and aspirations are broad-based. The haunting thought of Jivan Mukti, liberation in this very life, speaks volumes in the profound Mayavati silence to any genuine seeker. Yet the monks do not live only on cogitations of principles like Brahman alone is real, the world is illusory. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mitha. They are taught to turn round to their own self in everything and to know how the infinite divinity in man is trying to manifest itself through the thousands of human activities. Today, we inaugurate this building, this new building, not as an expansion of infrastructure alone, but as a renewal of purpose. May this structure become a dynamic space, housing not only books and meetings, but silence and contemplation, and the fearless pursuit of truth. Let it be a sanctuary for all those weary of restlessness, or for all those who yearn to know who they truly are. Let its walls echo with the silent mantra, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. And let us never forget, buildings come and go, but the spirit that animates them must remain ever alive. This is not merely a center for teaching, it must be a beacon for being. Before I wrap up, let me say that this ashrama is not just a monument of the past. It is a mission. It is a mission for the present and the future. Let it not merely stand in brick and mortar, but come alive in the hearts of each of us through purity, sincerity, and the relentless quest for truth. May this new building of Advaita Ashram become a sanctum of awakening, a refuge for the soul, and a hub for the spread of the Upanishadic vision of oneness. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. All this is verily Brahman. In fine, I would like to take the privilege of the opportunity of again offering my pranams, devoted pranams at the holy lotus feet of our most revered President Maharaj. My pranams to the seniors, especially Swami Bhajananandaji Maharaj, who is one of the last year's vice presidents of our order. And then my best wishes for our brother monks and brahmacharyans, best regards for the devotees who are here. With these few words, I would like to conclude with a prayer from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrittor ma amritam gamaya. Lead us from the unreal to real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om Shanti, Shanti, and Shanti. And before I leave, I must say a word of compliment, very warm word of congratulations to Shuddhidanandaji and his monastic team. And also, I would like to thank Swami Shuddhidanandaji for having remembered me for this excellent occasion. Thank you so very much.
Our reverential pranam to revered General Secretary Maharaj. Now it is time for the benediction of most revered President Maharaj. I pray to most revered Srimad Swami Gautamanandaji Maharaj, President Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, to give his benedictory address. Revered Maharaj.
स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। नमस्ते यतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। Dear Swami Bhajanananda ji, Swami Jyoti Rupananda ji, Swami Divyananda ji, Swami Suvirananda ji, Swami Bodhasarananda ji, Swami Muktidananda ji, Swami Shuddhidananda ji, evam my other brother monks, devotees, respected other visitors and Matajis. I know I am the last speaker almost, and you are all getting tired. I remember in some meeting, like me, somebody came in the end, and he thought he had spoken for quite a little time. He got the doubt, how much more can I speak, or should I stop? He was looking at the time, whether what is the clock showing. When he was searching for the clock, somebody shouted from the meeting, no clock, look at the calendar. So that will not happen. So it will be as short as possible. Today, we have all now finished the auspicious day. On this day, the day of Shankaracharya's Jayanti, this new building of Advaita Ashrama, Kolkata, has been inaugurated. When Swami Vivekananda returned from the West in 1897, he roused India by his great personality and inspiring message. He rejuvenated the Sanatana Dharma. He inspired Captain Sevier and Mrs. Sevier, along with Swami Swarupananda, to look for a place to house an ashrama dedicated to Advaita. That was the beginning. You have all heard about the Advaita Ashrama's beginnings. And they found it in Mayavati, in the Himalayas. The Advaita Ashrama was inaugurated in 1899. We have already heard about it. After Balloon Mutt approved its objects and principles. So that was meant to study, practice, and preach Advaita philosophy. A huge body of Vedantic, Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Swami Vivekananda literature in English, Sanskrit, Hindi was published, which, along with its journal Prabhupada Bharata, worked towards the spiritual, philosophical, psychological, and cultural awakening of our country and the world also. To keep Advaita Ashrama, Mayavati, in its pristine and quiet condition, and yet meet the growing worldwide demand for its publications and journal Prabhupada Bharata, it was decided to shift the printing and dispatch work to Calcutta. A branch, therefore, was necessary and was started on 1st May 1920. You have already heard about it. After shifting to two other places, it found a permanent place here in Delhi and Delhi in 1960. You have heard about this also. In the land donated by one of Swamiji's friends. This new piece of land beside the ashrama was purchased in April 2000. You have already heard about it, with a view to erect a second permanent building to cater to the increased publication demands. The two sheds that were constructed on the land served their purpose temporarily. Now this new, well-planned and well-constructed building promises to make Advaita Ashrama even more dynamic and service-oriented. After telling this one, you have heard everything about Advaita Ashrama, its origin, its development, the great work it is doing. So many people have helped it. We only refer to one or two points. What we have to do with this huge construction, with this huge the things, the equipments and other things that we are doing for the propagation of Advaita. Swamiji spoke about this Advaita everywhere. Perhaps he spoke less about Ramakrishna than Advaita. So everywhere, once we have asked, you have spoken about Advaita, you have not spoken about Sri Ramakrishna. He, in a light way, said, if I had spoken about Ramakrishna, they would have said, we have got our Christ, you please go home and please Ramakrishna in your place. So when I spoke about Advaita, nobody can say that. So Swamiji retorted like that. What Swamiji meant was, he himself again and again said, we have a tendency, almost all over the world, especially in India, to make big of the personality than the principle. We forget the teachings. We make big of the man, go on constructing temples for him and something in his name, publishing, etc. But forgetting his teachings. That should not happen. Swami's idea was, we got the great legacy of Sri Ramakrishna, giving a new message to the whole world and its rejuvenation. We can afford to forget Sri Ramakrishna, but never his teachings. Again, and Swamiji was particular. It was with that view, we must be able to practice the principles of Advaita. We are preaching. To practice, you require a place which is conducive to such practices. It is for practice of pure Advaita, free from the materialistic, ritualistic attachments. He wanted the Advaita Ashrama. In fact, Bhagavad Gita also says, Shreyan Dravyamayat Yajnat Jnana Yajna Parantapa. It is the worship through knowledge is better than the worship through materials. So we must always be careful about the principles, about the teachings, about the ideals. So Swamiji wanted this Advaita Ashrama people to study, to assimilate the teachings and live the life and preached, which is the first generation after Swamiji did extraordinarily well. Even today, when you read their lives, we simply shudder at the austerities they went. On one side, to lead a highly Advaitic Swami's life, and on the other side, helping the poor. In their own, they were also poor, but it tried to help the local poor people in their own way. And so much was the humanitarian help they gave to others also. They became really a sort of a special type of Advaitins. So, of course, in this case, as I already told you, so we are all attached to the personality more than the principle. One of our Swamis, at that time, he himself wrote to Swami, Holy Mother, an incident in Advaita Ashrama, which many of you might have read. So somebody in the Advaita Ashrama, inmate, he wanted to have a picture of Sri Ramakrishna and worship him, as we do in the other mud centers. So Swamiji, when he came to know about it, he strongly objected it. So it had to be removed. The temple had to be abandoned. Somebody wrote about this unto Holy Mother Sharda Devi. Is it right that this worship of Sri Ramakrishna was stopped in this Advaita Ashrama here? Holy Mother said, it's perfectly all right. What Narendra has done is all right. You are all Advaitins. But only question is, this Advaita does not mean only Shankara Advaita or other schools. At the time of Shankara, there were tens and tens of Advaita schools. Swami, Mother did not mean that. Sri Ramakrishna's Sampurna Advaita, the Advaita that contains that accepts and practices both Shankaracharya's Advaita, Ramanuja's Vishishta Advaita, Madhva's Advaita, and all other practice is included in Advaita. Swami Turiyananji is recorded in his letters. Turiyananji himself says he was walking along the streets of Varanasi, along with his servant, his assistant, when Brahmachari was walking. Behind them, some Swamis of the other orders, they were walking and talking about Turiyananji. Referring to him, they were talking, oh, he is a Brahmishta, he is a Brahmanishta, he is a Brahmajna. So Turiyananji told the Brahmachari, they are talking about me as Brahmajna. They are thinking about me as those Brahmajnas of their sectarian Advaita, where they think this world is unreal. I am an Advaitin of Sri Ramakrishna. I accept Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, Dvaita. This is the Advaita that is also to be practiced and then only preached. It is for that purpose. Swami Vivekananda started this Advaita Ashrama. And we have to, in this Advaita Ashrama and similar ashrama that are going to come up, we have to practice, to assimilate the ideas of Advaita, of Sri Ramakrishna, practice it. So in its practice, we will have to have regular hours for our meditation, regular hours for study, regular hours for service to humanity also. Those of you who have visited Mayavati Advaita Ashrama, they have got a wonderful dispensary, an invaluable dispensary. That area there was no help at all. There was nothing. Even now there is very little. Our hospital is a great help to the poor people. With so much of trouble, difficulty they come. So this service to humanity also must come. That humanitarian needs must be fulfilled. So our Swamis go to colleges, schools to teach Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Swamiji to the young minds. So all these things also to be carried on with real spirit of service of God through Naraj, the Shivajnane Jiva Seva spirit. This also must go along with this Advaita. So these are what we have to guard. So we should not forget that because there is no ritualistic worship, we don't do any humanitarian work also. We can't. We have to combine all these things. So Swami Vivekananda has shown us the path by serving the Santals. Santals, so many people are working. In the beginning, when the Belur Math was being built, so many Santal laborers were working. Swamiji one day went and proposed to them, I want to feed you all. I want to feed you all. They said, no, we don't want to, we cannot eat from your hand. You are all not our Santals. You are different from Santal. We can't, आपके हाथों से हम नहीं खाएंगे. We can't take. But Swami was insistent. नहीं, हमको आपको खिलाना नहीं पड़ेगा. So I must feed you. Tell me what are your conditions to feed you. Then one of the leaders said, you prepare everything. Don't add any salt into it. Then we can take it. The person who is receiving the help is dictating term to the person who is giving. Swamiji accepted it with all humility, prepared the things and served as they liked. They enjoyed the feast. When they were enjoying the feast, Swamiji was shedding tears of joy. He told the brahmacharis nearby, don't you see, I am feeding Narayana himself here. Can you not do this one? Throw away your studies of Vedas, etc. for this Janma. Let this birth go without them. But try to ameliorate their poverty. This is the Advaita we want. We must practice it and preach it. That is one of the prime duties of this Advaita Ashrama. In this case, I end up, so that you don't look at the calendar, so I end up with an incident that happened in somewhere in 1985 when I was in Arunachal Pradesh. I was in the capital Itanagar. Swami Bhuteshanji had come there. He was our president. Then Bhutashanji, I think he was president or vice president at that time. Then he was staying in Itanagar. As usual, we all assembled in the night for the night class. So one of us asked him, Swamiji, when you were young brahmacharis and sadhus, you were all given time to do tapasya, to go to Rishikesh, to go to Uttarkashi, or to go elsewhere and stay there and do tapasya. But nowadays, we don't get any holiday for that, for leave for that one, doing tapasya. Is it not necessary nowadays? Bhutashanji said, who says it is not necessary? It is certainly necessary even now. Every one of you must do tapasya. Then he said, how then we are not giving leave? Then I said, are you not availing of leave in some way or other? Each one of you is now this vacation is there. Colleges closed down. The professors, our Swamis associated with college, they go on a tour. Similarly, each place has got its own lean period. They get 1 month leave every day, everybody. So Bhutashanti referred to that. He said, every one of you certainly get 1 month leisure to do tapasya. In that one we spend 1.5 days to go to Rishikesh and 1.5 days to come. 27 days you do Atma Chintana. If you have got real dearth, a real thirst for Atma Chintana, so you do Atma Chintana. And he told about himself. I spent about 2 years in Atma Chintana in the Himalayas. There, I did not carry any book except Sri Ramakrishna's Gospel or Kathamrita. I did not carry scriptures because I am addicted to reading scriptures. He did not carry scriptures. Atma Chintana, Atma Chintana, I am Atman, I am Atman, I am Atman. I meditated. Of course, Sri Ramakrishna is there. And then he himself told us, after 1 year of practice, I told to my mind, all right, you have done Atma Chintana for 1 year. Now, you can do other tension also. I give you freedom. He told his own mind. Then Swami Bhutashanji said, mind did not go anywhere. It was holding on to Atma Chintana. It does not want to go anywhere. This is how Atma Chintana is to be done. So this Atma Chintana must go on with all our activities of propagating the ideas. And first thing is to practice, then live the life yourself, then propagate also. Otherwise simply, like other Paramahamsas, living for themselves should not happen. Swamiji and Sri Ramakrishna did not come for that. Having this ideal of them and taking all the other modern Swamis, our presidents of our order, their advice, let us all try to live the life of Advaita as propagated by Sri Ramakrishna, as taught by Sri Ramakrishna. May we all get the grace of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Swamiji, and progress in our all-round development of Atmano Mokshartham Jagadhitaicha, in the service of people, at the same time attaining the goal of human life, the Atma Moksha. So I am very happy that I have been given an opportunity today to participate in this great function. So I convey my gratitude to all the people who gave me this opportunity. May Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Swamiji, shower their blessings on every one of you, is my prayer to them. Jai Ram Krishna. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Our Shashtanga Pranam to most revered President Maharaj-ji. We have almost come to the close of the program. I would like to mention only 2 names, which I have mentioned in the starting, which is Captain Savior and Mother Savior, without which those names, Advaita Ashram could not have been possible. Their contribution to Advaita Ashrama was inseparable, and we always remember them who have the soft corners for this Advaita Ashram. Now it is time for the vote of thanks. I would like to request Revered Swami Vedavratanandaji Maharaj, Manager Advaita Ashrama, Kolkata branch, to give his vote of thanks. Maharaj.
Salutations to Bhagwan Shankara. In one of his letters, Swami Vivekananda writes, "My whole ambition in life is to set in motion a machinery which will bring noble ideas to the door of everybody, and then men or women, they will settle their own fate. Let them know what our forefathers have thought and other nations have thought on the most momentous questions of life. Let them see what others are doing now especially, and let them decide." As we have just heard from our esteemed elders, Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission are that machinery, and Advaita Ashrama holds a special place, it's a special part in this machinery, being assigned the task of spreading the noble and elevating ideas of Ramakrishna Vivekananda Vedanta literature across India and the world. Anyone who helps in the smooth functioning of this machinery is indeed blessed and are worthy of our thanks and gratitude. Our reverential pranams to most revered Srimad Swami Gautamanandaji Maharaj for inaugurating this new building named Advaita Bhavan, and for his words of guidance and benediction, and for highlighting the practical aspects of Advaita. We also remember with reverential pranams most revered Srimad Swami Smarananandaji Maharaj, the 16th President of the Ramakrishna Order, who laid the foundation of this building 3 years ago. Our reverential pranams to Srimad Swami Bhajananandji Maharaj, revered Swami Divyanandji Maharaj, Vice Presidents of the Ramakrishna Order, for their auspicious presence. Our thanks and pranams to revered Swami Suviranandaji Maharaj, General Secretary, Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission, for underscoring and the underlying philosophy of Advaita. Our thanks and pranams to revered Swami Bodhasarandaji Maharaj, Assistant General Secretary, Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission, and the past Adhyaksha of this institution. As you have heard, revered Maharaj was instrumental in acquiring the land and also in the collection of a significant portion of funds used for this building. Our thanks and pranams to revered Muktidanji Maharaj, past Adhyaksha of Advaita Ashrama and a trustee of Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission, for his insightful talk on Advaita Ashrama and Advaita. Our pranams and thanks to a few other monks who were instrumental in the initial takeoff of this project. Revered Swami Tattvavedanandaji Maharaj, one of the previous Adhyakshas, revered Swami Atmalokanandaji Maharaj, revered Swami Vibhatmanandaji Maharaj, and revered late Swami Govindanandaji Maharaj, Narottam Maharaj. Our thanks to Swami Atmamayanandaji Maharaj for overseeing the construction of this building. Right. For his keen insights out of his lifelong experience in construction. We also have in the audience revered Swami Jnanavratanandaji Maharaj and many other senior monks. We offer our thanks and pranams for their auspicious presence here. A few hundred monks have served this institution selflessly over the 125-year history. Our humble pranams to all of them. Our thanks to Swami Shivadishanandaji Maharaj for his mellifluous rendition of the opening song. He will be presenting the closing song as well. And to Sri Rajiv Chakravarti for tabla accompaniment. Our thanks to the Matajis of Sarda Math for gracing this occasion. Our thanks to revered Father Gauranga Haldar of St. George Church, our neighbor, for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion. Our thanks to all the monks once again for attending this inauguration. We thank Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh, former Judge of the Supreme Court of India and the first and former Lokpal of India, and Justice Bishwajit Basu, sitting Judge of Calcutta High Court, for their presence in this function. Our thanks to Srimati Shikha Roy, Peerless Group, for gracing the occasion, and Shri Prakash Lohia ji, Merino Industries. They have both been a constant support to many of our centers. Our thanks to Srimati Mausami Biswas, ABM Associates Architect, and Sri Pradyut Satpati and Sri Vikramaditya Biswas Satpati Construction, the contractor, and their entire team for the successful execution of the project in a reasonable time frame. Our thanks to Sri Shekhar Banerjee and Sri Abhishek Bhattacharya for their guidance in the construction phase. Thousands of donors have contributed to the noble cause according to their capacity. Our thanks and gratitude to each one of them. Our thanks to all the devotees whose moral support and prayers helped the ashrama reach its present stature. Among the audience are many who assist in our publication work, the paper suppliers, printers, binders, laminators, with whose support the ashrama has been able to spread its invaluable message. Our thanks to all of them. Our thanks to Dr. Malay Das Gupta for conducting the program efficiently. Our thanks to all the volunteer teams who are assisting in the conduct of this program. We thank the videographers, audiographers, pandal decorators, and especially volunteer Shankar Bahadur for actively helping us in organizing today's program. Our thanks to all the viewers and well-wishers who are watching this event live on YouTube. Our thanks are also due to local councillor Srimati Sabita Rani Das and her team, and the police and traffic guard for ensuring smooth and safe conduct of this program. A special thanks to all our staff who have been working tirelessly for the past couple of months in shifting our entire book stocks to the new godown. Finally, our thanks to Swami Amritatmanandaji, our Bandari, and his team and the caterers for arranging dinner and food packets. With this I conclude. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Our pranam and thanks to revered Vedabratanandaji Maharaj. Before we close, I have some announcements to make. আমি বাংলায় বলছি এবারে। সেটা হচ্ছে যে যেরকম আমাদের প্রোগ্রামে ছিল পরম পূজ্যপাদ প্রেসিডেন্ট মহারাজের প্রণাম এখানে হবে, সেটা সময়ের অভাবে আমাদের পক্ষে করা সম্ভব হচ্ছে না। আমি ভক্তদের কাছে আবেদন জানাচ্ছি, আপনারা দূর থেকে হাত জোর করে মহারাজকে প্রণাম করবেন, মহারাজ এখান থেকে আশীর্বাদ করে দেবেন, 1 নম্বর। 2 নম্বর, সাধুদের প্রণাম মহারাজের ভেতরে হবে। আর ভক্তদের উদ্দেশ্যে বলা হচ্ছে যে আপনারা মহারাজ যতক্ষণ না এখান থেকে উঠে যাচ্ছেন, দয়া করে আপনাদের নিজেদের সিট ছেড়ে যাবেন না। আপনাদের জন্য ডিনার প্যাকেটের ব্যবস্থা করা হয়েছে, সেটা আপনাদের হাতে তুলে দেওয়া হবে সামনের হল থেকে। আর আমাদের এখানে 2টো স্টল হয়েছে, সামনের দিকে একটা বুক স্টল আছে, সেখানে আজকে 30% স্পেশাল ডিসকাউন্টে কিছু বই পাওয়া যাচ্ছে। তার মধ্যে আজকে একটা নতুন বই প্রকাশিত হয়েছে, স্টোরিজ অফ বেদান্ত মঙ্কস 2, সেটাও পাওয়া যাবে। আর ভেতরে একটা ডোনেশন কাউন্টার আছে, যারা ডোনেশন দিতে ইচ্ছুক তারা ভেতরে ডোনেশন দিতে পারেন। We come to the close of this program. Now the closing song will be performed by Srimati Swami Shivadishanandaji Maharaj, রামকৃষ্ণ মিশন আশ্রম, নরেন্দ্রপুর। মহারাজ।
বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিলে পারে। বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। ব্রহ্মতেজ দীপ্ত আনন পুরুষ সিংহকে কুমার। ব্রহ্মতেজ দীপ্ত আনন পুরুষ সিংহকে কুমার। আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। ব্রহ্মতেজ দীপ্ত আনন পুরুষ সিংহকে কুমার। আনিলে সাথে তোমার। বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না বীরেশ্বর অমিত বীর্য সুর সেনাপতি যিনি আশৌর্য। জ্ঞানে গরিয়ান তাপস প্রধান, জ্ঞানে গরিয়ান তাপস প্রধান। প্রেমে ভাসমান নয়ন তার, জ্ঞানে গরিয়ান তাপস প্রধান। প্রেমে ভাসমান নয়ন তার। বলো গো ঠাকুর, বলো না আমারে, আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার। সুখদেব প্রেমিতে বুদ্ধের মতো হৃদয় যার। জ্ঞানে শিব গুরু শঙ্কর সম, জ্ঞানে শিব গুরু শঙ্কর সম। সে কেন লুটায় পদে তোমার। ত্যাগে সুখদেব প্রেমিতে নর, বুদ্ধের মতো হৃদয় যার। জ্ঞানে শিব গুরু শঙ্কর সম, জ্ঞানে শিব গুরু শঙ্কর সম। সে কেন লুটায় পদে তোমার। ওঙ্কারে যার কাঁপে ত্রিভুবন, সে কেন মাগিছে তোমার শরণ। ওঙ্কারে যার কাঁপে ত্রিভুবন, সে কেন মাগিছে তোমার শরণ। তোমারই আশিস করি ধারণ তোমারি আশিস করিয়া ধারণ সে কি গো হরিবে ধরার ভার তোমারি আশিস করিয়া ধারণ সে কি গো হরিবে ধরার ভার বলো গো ঠাকুর বলো না আমারে আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার তেজ দীপ্ত আনন পুরুষ সিংহকে কুমার ব্রহ্ম তেজ দীপ্ত আনন পুরুষ সিংহকে কুমার আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার বলো গো ঠাকুর বলো না আমারে বলো গো ঠাকুর বলো না আমারে বলো গো ঠাকুর বলো না আমারে আনিলে কারে সাথে তোমার ওম শান্তি 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 হরি ওম তৎসৎ শ্রী रामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु जय श्री गुरु महाराज जी की जय जय महामाई की जय जय स्वामी जी महाराज जी की जय जय गंगा माई की जय जय भगवान शंकराचार्य देव की जय।
ভক্তদের জানাচ্ছি আপনারা ওইখান থেকেই হাত জোর করে মহারাজকে প্রণাম করুন। পূজনীয় সন্ন্যাসীদের জন্য বলছি যে আপনাদের ওপরে সাধু ভান্ডারের ব্যবস্থা আছে, আপনারা দয়া করে একটু বাঁদিক দিয়ে ওই পাশের বিল্ডিংয়ের ওপরে চলে যাবেন, এটা আমাদের পক্ষ থেকে আবেদন।